Hi, welcome to the Higher Fish. My name is Patrick, and I was a little naughty. I bought some more cards, so here we go. I hope y'all can hear me. Yeah, so I just unprivated a very experimental review. I did it the other day, and see, I love OBS, but there's no way for me to really check the sound without listening to whatever. And so the audio was so disproportionate. But again, the video was up if y'all want to watch it. I didn't even say what time I started, but you can see the bar at the bottom. Anyway, I ended up getting these because these feel different too. Hold on. Oh, something is like hitting me. I don't know if the cards or if it's some other kind of energy. I'll give this a few more, and then I'll put them down. Since they fresh, you know, they all in order and stuff. Oh my gosh, there's the Fool. Now, they show up a little better on camera, or a lot better on camera. But they're a little harder for me to read. So as long as I'm using the camera, it's fine. I don't know what I was expecting, though. I do this. It is gorgeous, though. They are gorgeous. How they catch the light. Oh my gosh. And I kind of want to do it this side, that side. So yeah, I can't even see what this is. I can't even with my glasses off. I want to say it's the levers, but oh, it's the moon. But if I hold it up here, then y'all can see. I guess I could just look over there. Look over there. Hold up, wait. Oh, there we go. Gorgeous. The purge is real, y'all. Apparently. I wasn't gonna say anything, but through a series of circumstances, I guess, I noticed something yesterday, and I'm just like, what? But also, in some ways, I guess I kind of get it. Maybe, I don't know. This is just, I don't know what I expected. And over here is the Three of Pentacles. Is this deck all in reverse? Yeah, it is. Bottom of the deck over here is the Tower. What's the bottom of the deck over here? Y'all want to see some contrast? So we have the Moon on one side and the Three of Pentacles on the other. Oh, well, the Three of Pentacles you can kind of see. Yes. Gorgeous. I thought I would be able to see these easier. But in reality, not really. Not really. Interestingly enough, and I don't know, like, if I have the angle of incidence right. Now you can see this better when I have the other light on too. Yeah, you can see that a lot better when I have the other light on. These kind of get washed out a little more. I'm playing with the brightness and the contrast over here. Ooh, obviously. Sorry. Girl, come on, let me grab this. Thank you. Oh, so when I turn up the contrast, I feel like it makes the black one really stand out. I know I could have did all this before, but bear with me, y'all. The hue, the colors. Yeah, let's turn up the hue. Oh, get that nice and rich. Why live a dry, dull life when you can live life on the colorful side? Okay, anyway, let me get back into this. I'm sorry, y'all. This kind of sort of just is what it is, I guess. Actually, hi. Oh my gosh, you can kind of see me. If I hold this up here, I think you can see it a little better. Yeah, you can see this a little better when I hold it up here. So I guess that's what we're going to be doing. We'll just go with it. Go with the flow with it. Flow with the go with it. So let's do a little this side, that side. Just to see. I'll get both of these 3 shuffles. Whoever wish you had like 2 sets of hands. Is that the 7 of Cups? Yes, it is. See? Look how. Oh my gosh. These were made for the camera. These were. They're both. I don't know. Anyway. Both of these are all upright. We're just gonna pull off the top. And we'll see what's happening. What's happening? And then we'll also give this 3 shuffles, and we'll do the same. I would say that the lighter one is the light side, and the darker one is the dark side, but let's mix it up. I'm just kidding. I'm probably not going to be on too long. I had to end up emailing my professor because this program just don't run. And he was like, just do this and do that, and then type up and then put it in there. I was like, okay, I can do that. I haven't looked at the bottom of either one of these decks. So let's see. We have the Sun on one side and the Seeker of Wands on the other side. Here's the Sun. Here's the Seeker of Wands. See, the other one kind of worked. This one, maybe. Y'all can kind of see. So the Sun is obviously going to take it. The Sun beats out the Seeker of Wands. But it's interesting that the Sun came out on the dark side. The dark side. And I'm trying to look at this and see what I noticed. There are 2 hands come together. These are actually the hands from the Lover's card. And I can tell because they're tattooed. And it's those hands. You see the little tattoos on them? Maybe. Oh, there you go. And then the Seeker of Wands is the Page of Wands energy. There we go. Now I can see that. So, we've seen this before. Let's see. No, because then I have a light over there as well. There really isn't a way where you can kind of sort of see it. What am I doing? Let's get into the book. Shall we get into the book? No book? No book. No book. No book. So the Seeker of Wands being the Page of Energy, the Seeker is someone who seeks something, right? So I guess the first question with the Seeker of Wands is he or she lost? Are they lost? Is the first question. With this being the Suit of Wands, are they guided by dissatisfaction or appreciation? And then the third question would be, why are they running? Just came to my mind. I guess that is different. Hmm. Why are they running sort of follows the first two, so I don't like that one. Are they lost is the first question. Are they guided by dissatisfaction is the second. And I guess the third question is, do they have what it takes to go the distance? Right? And then with the sun card over here, we get the sun in the dark. I'll call them back later. I'm listening to my peaceful meditations playlist right now, and it just got interrupted. With the sun in the dark, this is so interesting. And again, these are the hands of the lovers. So it almost feels like, whereas this person would have been a star, they've turned into a whole sun. I guess the question here is this person, if I do this up here, oh yeah, it still works. Does it work better up here or down here? I think I kind of sort of like it down here a little better, personally. Hold on, wait, there we go. The question is, did this person, this thing, did it get brighter or did the outside get darker? Is the first question. Or are you closer to it? Right? Because any star could be the size of the sun if you're close enough. And the sun could be the size of any star if you're far enough, right? So there's a question of like, if this star is actually brighter, and did you get any closer? And then the questions over here is like, are they lost? Why are they doing this? Like, is it dissatisfaction or gaining increased satisfaction? And I already forgot what the third question is. This side is going to win because the major. So, how I do this is um, aces and seekers are the same, and they hold the space of like an 11. 2 through 10 is 2 through 10. The conquerors trump the aces and the seekers, and then the sovereigns and the rulers beat everything else, but they tie. And then majors trump, or majors come above all of the minors, but they all sort of hold the same weight, right? I don't weight a 19 sun greater than an 18 moon. They tie. They're both majors. Just like the sovereign and the ruler tie, and the ace and the seeker ties. So these are going to take it. Let's see what we have. Card number 1 is Judgment. So these could have used a little bit more shuffling. There we go. There we go. It's in there. It's in there. This just ruined all my plans. Not that I'm not flexible, but I was like, oh, if I get a card over here that won't show up in the camera and this darker one will show up. I guess it didn't ruin my plans though, because y'all can actually kind of see these a lot better than the other ones. But we have Judgment. We have many hands ushering in these 3 third eyes. There's a set of wings. And then these like halo things. So we have Judgment. Second card is the Pillar, which is Empress energy. And we see the moon cycles here with the rose in the middle. The rose is about love. And there's also a star here. Oh, this card is kind of sort of low-key gorgeous. This is the Pillar. It's the Empress energy. The pillar is the empress. The anchor is the emperor. Sovereigns are queens. Rulers are kings. Is this also a major? Oof. And then the tower. And the tower was at the bottom of the deck before. So here's the tower. Oh, now y'all can see the tower. I love these cards. I really, really, really want to stop complaining. I was doing so well for so long. It's time for me to get back on that. Because ultimately, honestly, I don't have any complaints. I've been fairly well taken care of. Which is surprising. Because I honestly, before all of this started, I didn't think I would be in this spot. I've been a lot more stable than I thought I would be. One second. Yeah, I've been a lot more stable than I thought I would be. And all truly is indeed a blessing. Because I've talked about it before, but there were ways that I thought I had been set back. But then when all of this happened, it's like those things that I thought were setbacks stepped forward as gifts. Which has been so lovely. It's so amazing. And there's been something, I got the idea to move on it a while ago. I sat on it, then things went crazy, and now it's coming back to my mind. So I think it's going to be an opportunity that I really like. Things like this don't typically happen and not lead to something. I just need to do it. I'm going to, never mind. I was going to grab an icebreaker, but that is so precariously placed because I kind of broke it, and so it's hanging in there. So we're not going to touch that anyway. So behind the sun we have the pillar. Well, first we have the tower, then we have the pillar, and then we have judgment. I honestly love that we moved from the tower to a pillar. And a pillar is something that supports something else. It's something that holds something else up. A pillar is also, it's giving me like totem vibes, but it's not a totem, but it's something to look up to, something to admire, something to appreciate. So if this tower has been repurposed into a pillar, things can live in towers and spires. But in my mind, it's like if you have this tower and you turn it into a pillar, like imagine how much bigger the building is now, right? And it's kind of giving me like Acropolis vibes. Let's see. Hey Siri, show me a picture of the Acropolis, please. This is just fine. Okay, we may have to zoom in a little bit. Okay, no, this one will work right here. It's not letting me zoom in, but it's giving me Acropolis vibes. I don't know if y'all can see it up there, but how the pillars sort of support the building. This is a whole gosh darn journey. This is a whole gosh darn journey. Oh. This is interesting. So we start with this tower. And because this tower happens with cycles of the moon and with love. Oh, it's upside down. Here we go. With cycles of the moon and with love, we come into this pillar energy. And then you see the star up there, and I was like, so have you gotten closer or like what? There's the star at the top of the pillar, And then here's the whole gosh darn sun. So the questions are still the same. And then we go to this judgment energy. There's the idle timer. I hope this doesn't keep popping up. And then we go into this judgment energy. If I can get this in here without that being right there. It's fine. There we go. I just use whichever one works. So you see like those 3/3 eyes up there. All that stuff down there. The rows of hands. I love this. I feel like this is someone's journey. Like all of this right here is someone's journey. This is what happens when we allow ourselves to fall apart. When we pick ourselves back up. And then the hands of so many others. Where are they? And then, there we go. And then the hands of so many others come in and lift us up as well. And it puts us in this space to really see ourselves in a truer light. And when we can see ourselves in a truer light, the light that we shine grows. And so that's why we've become a sun instead of a star. So it's gotten brighter itself. It probably also is a little closer because judgment is ushering something in, right? I just got like someone like crowd surfing and their angels are like, woo, yeah, you did it. Their angels, their spirit guides, their ancestors, their whole team, they're just like crowd surfing on the hands of spirit. And then you've been granted more of yourself. Now with the seeker over here, let's see what this is about. Someone's gone through a whole transformative journey over there. I mean, you start with the tower and you end with the gosh darn sun. So first card over here. Actually, let's start from the back and work our way forward, shall we? What is this? The anchor! Girl! The anchor. This is that emperor energy. Oh, this is interesting. I knew this was going to be interesting. As soon as it just hit me what this could be, I knew this was going to be interesting. We have the anchor over here. So we have the anchor up here in the back, and then we have the pillar over here in the back. Now, the pillar supports something, and the pillar is also a part of the very foundation itself. An anchor weighs something down. It grounds something. It stabilizes it. So both the pillar and the anchor are stabilizing energies. But one stabilizes by giving weight, and the other stabilizes by lifting up. It's like you lift me up, you hold it down, right? Oh, wow, this is so interesting. That made me smile. Next is the Nine of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay, this is cute. We see one hand here. It's not tattooed. So this is a different set of hands than the hands in the Sun card over here, which I love. It looks like this is a card of Pisces, so there may be some like little fairy dust. There's some rose petals here. Now the rose petals, it's interesting because like if petals are coming off of a rose, that thing is probably dead unless it's old petals and it grew new petals. I don't know how flowers work. I don't even know if y'all can see that Nine of Cups. I'll just keep doing this until maybe you catch a glimpse of it. And then I'll try it down here. Maybe you'll catch a glimpse of it. Oh, you can kind of see it. There we go. The Nine of Cups. I just heard like it's like what you've wished for me I have become, or I have become what you had wished for me to be. But or I am becoming. Becoming. I need to get Netflix and check that out. Um, by Michelle Obama. I don't know why I said her last name weird. I was gonna say like Michelle Ob, but Michelle Obama. Yeah, the thing with the rose is that it's like she loves me, he loves me not. They love me not. But it's like as something has fallen away, it's given birth to what this person always wished to be. It's almost like this anchor is allowing other things to just float away. This anchor is allowing itself to sail away. It's like there's one anchor and there's multiple ships, right? And so the anchor has to decide what ship they kind of sort of want to attach themselves to. And so maybe also with those fallen rose petals in the past, it was a case that maybe they didn't make what came out yesterday. Oh, what was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? It was the card that said self honoring in your choices. Whichever energy oracle card said that. And I was like, oh my gosh, the angel of balance? It might have been the angel of balance. Self honoring in your choices. It may have been something else. Honestly. It was like right here. Was that the angel of balance? Yeah, angel of balance. This was indecision. This was the temple path. And this was some other card. It was 48, 12, 4, maybe? No, 8. 8 was indecision. So what was the 4? Or was it a 3? It doesn't matter. Anyway, something said self honoring in your choices. And that's what this energy is coming into. Choosing to anchor yourself in places that actually serve you. And this is what you've always wanted for yourself. Which, if you attract someone who also wants the best for you, then that's what they would want for you as well. And so I feel like if you've been in the space of coming into yourself to be something for someone else, again, like the path you take is fine. But I would say just take a second to appreciate just you doing it for you at the same time, right? Because ultimately, that's who it's for. And then we ended off with the Two of Wands. This Two of Wands is real interesting. Let's see if y'all can see this. Yes, you can. Okay, y'all see that? That halo thing around the two wands? It's giving me sun vibes. It's good. Like, you see the sun? It's giving me sun vibes, low key. If I hold both of these up together, can you see either one of them? Or do they, like, cancel each other out? Oops. Oh! I need to pay attention. Oof, I ain't trying to hit that chord. You can kind of sort of see it. So I think it's interesting. My eyes getting a little wet. And now I kind of sort of want to cry low key, but I'm not. There's just a lot of emotion welling up from some place. A place of pride and love and appreciation and so many good things for this person to have done this. And this person, like, both of these people have gone through things, right? But the thing about the anchor is, I mean, I guess I don't want to say that, because to go from a tower to a pillar, I feel like, because again, if a pillar is a structure that someone can move inside, it could be hollow, or it's not completely solid, and a pillar may be something that's more solid. So maybe with that tower, you kind of sort of realize how empty things in your life kind of sort of actually were, and then you begin to fill in those things within yourself, and then you become this pillar of love and support and strength that other people can lean on, but also that you can lean on yourself. And then, is the whole judgment thing, where maybe also with the judgment thing, it's like once you find yourself in a nice, grounded, centered, balanced point, it's for you again to allow others to lean on you. And that could have been what all the other hands were. And honestly, that picture is a little like pedestal-y, but it isn't necessarily that. It's just recognition for your groundedness, centeredness, level headedness, and other stuff like that people can lean to for support. And again, it's not for you to think that you're above or below anyone. It just may, with this judgment, it may be part of your calling, part of your mission this time. And then I guess that would also put you in the sun energy, something that someone else can look to, see bright, see light, and find warmth and comfort and peace. But also at the same time, if you get too close to a sun, you will get scorched. So make sure you put on your suntan lotion. And so it's not that it hasn't been difficult over here, but over here, like the energy of the anchor is so heavy. Like to pick that up yourself and to move that yourself. And with this Nine of Cups, there is a certain element of support. It's a very, I want to say, ethereal support or a very spiritual support. I feel like with the Nine of Cups coming in with the anchor, it isn't necessarily that someone else is physically there to help you go through this, or maybe they were. I don't know y'all's story. It's general. But it's like, even if no one was physically there, it's like the love spiritually was. Like you could still feel the energy of love and support. And the energy of love and support is what made it a little bit easier for this anchor to then come in and pick themselves up. And now with this Two of Wands, it's like, okay, like I'm ready to do something with this. Like I'm ready to go. These two wands are crossed, so there is a little bit of a crossroads. And the little bit of a crossroads could be some kind of lingering hesitation or whatever. I mean, this is an anchor energy. So again, it's very heavy. So it's like whatever you do it wisely, right? And so I think that little bit of hesitation is fine. As long as you don't let it slow you down or hold you back forever or past the window of opportunity, then you'll be fine. And I think that's what the seeker is. So are they lost? No. If they were lost, I don't think this Nine of Cups would be here. This feels like a very, very loving and supportive Nine of Cups. Are they dissatisfied? Partially. But primarily, I feel like they're just seeking that sort of fulfillment that they've cleared out the room for. It's like I said, with this anchor, there may have been a certain amount of detachment that had to happen. And it's very... There's water and fire here. More fire, and then more fire. So a little bit of water. Well, 9 cups and some fire. So that's quite a bit of water. But with this anchor energy, it just feels like someone, and maybe that's also what these rose petals were. It just feels like someone is like, maybe there was a situation or two that they had to pull out of where someone was a little bit more actively dependent on them. And it made them feel some type of way, because I don't think this anchor, like it feels like this anchor takes their role pretty seriously, right? Because it's an anchor, right? It's not like a paperweight. it's a whole gosh darn anchor. And so um, there may have been a little bit of tension there, but ultimately in this, it feels like someone's more so looking forward to the bright future ahead than the things that they left behind in the past. So, are they lost? No, I don't think they're lost. Not like lost. Not all who wander are lost. Are they being led by dissatisfaction? I don't think so. Um, and then the third question. What was the third question? I already forgot it. This is why I write everything down. This is why I build spreads instead of just being like, I'm gonna come on and just do whatever. What was the third question? Do they have the courage to see it through? I can't believe I just remembered. Thanks for the reminder, girl, because I was just like, what? But it just boop, it just popped back into my mind. Also, low key, I know this is not completely unrelated, but on a tangent, on a side note, I know in the past I've said like I feel like I'm a much better uh, transmitter than receiver, but I think I receive things in ways that I don't even fully consciously know that I'm receiving them. Um, and it's like sometimes I'll just like randomly be like, man, I really want to like do this. It's like I kind of sort of just like want to put on some Netflix and just chill with the buddy and watch whatever, right? I guess what was really weird, because like that is normal, but I've never necessarily felt the urge to like dance with somebody. And then one day I was back here, maybe I was listening to some music, but I was just like, I want to dance with somebody, like a particular somebody. And then like in my mind, I'm like, going to that place where we're just having a good time. And then I watched something. I watched a reader on here, and they were like, "Someone wants to dance with you." And then at first, I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting," because I literally just got that feeling the other day. But then I watched another reader on here, and she was talking about like telepathic communication and all that kind of stuff. And she was like addressing who the sign was for. Here I go being vague again, right? She was addressing the person and not necessarily the cross watcher. And she was like, your energy is like really, really powerful. Like when you send it out, regardless of if you're like conscious or not, like this person, they pick it up, and they pick it up very much so. Like they it's like you're almost sort of overwhelming them, and then they're getting overwhelmed and a little bit confused, and sometimes they can't even think straight. And I could definitely see that being the case. I feel like there were points where it definitely would hit me in a way where I would just like want that person to be here. And so there was some pockets of time where it was like throughout the day I would be fine. But then when the sun goes down and the thoughts come out, it's just like I wish like I could talk to you. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And then that's probably when like this huge wave of whatever just went out. And I was like, oof. But I haven't really been feeling like that lately. So I feel like I've been a lot better at just like, doing the things I still need to do, devoting energy to the things that I'm trying to manifest within. Honestly, lately it hasn't been too much of my own life. I've just been trying to keep an eye on the collective. And it's like it's interesting because it's like I'm trying to manifest best possible outcomes while at the same time realizing and recognizing that we all have our own choices to make. And I'm not the type of person that would want to force anyone's hand into a choice. And so then I'm over here like mentally like, well, what could I do to encourage that. And ultimately, I know this isn't what this video is about, but where I kind of sort of settled is trying to put people in a zero space where the ties are cut to the past and there's this moment, maybe a brief moment, maybe a split second where someone has the decision to go further into their mess or to come out of it, right? And it's like at that split second, it's like that's where the ties are cut and you get to make a choice. Because, and the first time I wanted to do that for somebody was November or December. Because I knew of someone who, not personally, but I knew of someone who had, who really wanted to like make a different choice, make a new choice, make a better choice. And I was like, well, you can't make a choice for somebody. Because if you do that, it defeats the purpose of free will and choice. And then I was like, well, maybe they'll have just like a second where they could go back and do whatever. But they really, 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 in that second, have a moment of complete clarity. And they get to decide for themselves, do I want to go back or do I actually want to this time put some effort into me? And regardless of how that plays out, it's, not in my control. And it like that's the whole point. But I guess that's what I've been. Oh snap! One of my faves just uploaded 3 minutes ago. Yeah, and so that's, I guess, what I've been trying to manifest for the collective is clarity and like a moment of complete clarity and like cutting ties to things so that we can actually decide how we want to move forward, right? And then that lunar eclipse came in and Capricorn, and I pulled the Ten of Swords and Judgment and some other cards. Somebody else was like, that eclipse, like, it cut all karmic ties. But then, like, if you pick it right back up, then you're just reestablishing those ties. So, Anyway, in that video, she was like, your person also reaches out to you. And there are some moments where I can, like, definitely tell. But then I think she said something about, like, you may not even fully realize sometimes when you're, like, getting stuff from your person. And it just brought that to mind. Because there have been a few times when it's like, I'll just randomly, like, want something. Or I'll just randomly get a thought and be like, oh, this would be nice if I could do this with that person. Or that would be nice. And then I was like, wait. So am I actually, like, receiving more than I thought I was? I don't know. It's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing. Bottom of the deck over here was... That's a terrible drum roll. The Six of Swords on the light side with the Eight of Wands right behind it. Girl, Six of Swords and Eight of Wands. I don't know if y'all can see either of these, but that is some like we're just gone. We're gone. Right? Somebody, they're flying away. Somebody is flying away. They're sailing through the sky. The Six of Swords. There's a rose here. Roses symbolize love. There is, what is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. There's 4 swords at the bottom, pointing upwards, and then there's 2 swords at the top pointing downwards, with the rose growing up in between them. Oh, is that like a jaw? That's the bottom half of a skull. It's the bottom half of a skull. What does the skull mean? What does the skull symbolize? In this deck, the card is a lot nicer than the other one. I don't have to do that to try to get the light to show up. So the skull here is destruction, death, and rebirth. I should have known that. The skull is destruction, death, and rebirth. But it's the bottom half of the skull. And so with the bottom half of the skull showing, it seems that like the third eye and the crown have both been reborn. The last thing that needs to reborn in order to get this rose to grow, in order to get this movement actually happening, is for someone to speak it. And as soon as they speak it, the jaw can be reborn. And then the skull sort of vanishes, right? Because it's reborn. The Four of Swords is an energy of stability. And it's rest and recuperation after a moment of heartbreak. Two of Swords is decision. Indecision, typically. And I think someone's more or less reached the point, and again, this is the Seeker of Wands on the side of the Seeker of Wands. So they've reached the point where they know what it is that they want to do. It just seems like they may want, it seems like it almost feels like they want a little bit more time to themselves to just breathe or relax or to properly fully analyze and integrate, because it is swords. But with that Two of Swords being crossed over the rose, it's like, you got like, you can hit the snooze button for like 5 more minutes and then it's time to go. And my whole head is like, these two sides of my head are starting to like hurt. I'm like, okay, let's open up that crown and that third eye too, I guess. That was interesting. Interesting. This is so interesting. Bottom of the deck over here is... Oh, I thought it was the Ace of Cups. It's fine. It's the ruler. It's the ruler of cups, which is the energy of the King of Cups. Which kind of sort of makes perfect sense for this energy over here. I actually have these earrings. I should have put them in. Let's see. It works a little better up here. There we go. The ruler of cups is at the bottom of the deck with Justice under him. The ruler of cups kind of sort of tells me that whatever this person needed to sort through within themselves and their own emotions, they've done. I think the ruler of cups, and this is the side of the pillar. So I think the ruler of cups can be really, really good at helping other people. But when it comes to them themselves, they may sort of take the back seat. And I know it kind of sounds more like a Sovereign of Cups type of energy. But that's how I'm feeling it. But with that Justice, it's like there were some things within this ruler of cups that he would never address. It's like from the outside, for the most part, he was okay. But there were some things within him that were very, very deep and maybe even fundamental blockages that, had they not been addressed, it would have turned into a larger issue. But with the Tower and the Pillar and Judgment and then coming into the Sun, he's had the opportunity to bring light to those things and to balance them out within himself. So now that he can show up as a more emotionally available and balanced out and intuitive person. right? Not necessarily as intuitive as the queen, but he's still connected. I just love that like the empress was over here and the emperor was over here, and then that was cute. That was real cute. That was cute. That was cute. That was cute. So now we have who this? The five of coins. Ooh, let the rain fall down. Girl, why this idle timer keep popping up? Okay, like let me just close this program real quick, y'all, so that it don't keep doing this. And wake my dreams. Exit, please. Thank you. Yes. Thanks. Let's see if I can get it to show. Why are some of these so difficult? Oh, I just did it. I'm sorry. Let me see. Where's the actual? And then there's this whole gosh darn chord. Oh, there you go. Maybe. These are, I don't know. I said I was going to stop complaining, didn't I? I just wish they would show up a little bit. Oh, better. There we go. A little bit. You can kind of sort of see. Yes, there we go. They're all falling out of these hands. That's what I was like, let the rain fall down. Now, the Five of Coins is typically a card of isolation, right? Feeling on the outside of something. It's also a card of. It's kind of sort of a card of needing something. A lot of times we see someone outside the wall of a church or a holy building, right? You see the stained glass window. Sometimes it's a couple, sometimes it's a person. And with the church being there, it almost feels like a space and a place where they should have been able to find comfort, but they haven't. Now, maybe they haven't found it because they haven't dared to knock on the door. The Bible says a closed mouth does not get fed. And it also says, ask and you shall receive. So if you're not saying anything, then, I don't know. What do you expect? Let's see. I'm trying to see what's in here. Because a lot of times in the coins, they have little glyphs. So we have a tooth. The tooth is wisdom. We have a key, which is about initiating a process. We have a diamond, some roots, and a rose. So we have wisdom, we have new beginnings, love, abundance, and communication. All falling down. Um, it honestly feels like there was an element of pride here. Pride or ego? I mean, pride is part of the ego. So someone's ego sort of kept them from really reaching out and receiving all these things in the past. Man, some of these want to show up, some of them don't. It is what it is. Y'all saw it up there. I feel like someone's finally begun to ask. And maybe that's what part of this tower was. Maybe part of the tower up here was, excuse me, forcing someone into a position where they couldn't do it themselves. I feel like that pillar can be very resourceful. And it's the sun card, it's a life giving energy. But also, so maybe this person was expending a little bit more with the sun than they were giving themselves. But honestly, it just feels like that tower came in and it gave someone a certain set of circumstances that alone they could not overcome. And so maybe over time they learn to open up and they learn to ask and they learn to be a little bit more vulnerable. Maybe also with the pillar they learn to allow other people to support them. Or they learned that one pillar, like how often do you see one pillar supporting a building? I feel like it's at least two, right? And so I feel like maybe they also learned how to work with other people or with other energies to also support a cause. Somebody basically had to be broken down to the point where they were asking for help. And that it doesn't necessarily have to be asking a physical person for help. Maybe somebody broke down and they went to their prayer closet and they was like, Lord, now you know I don't like asking for favors, but I can't do this one by myself. So help. Maybe even went to Michael. Potentially. I've been feeding my inner child these iced animal cookies because Meyer had the 10 for 10, girl. Meyer ain't had the 10 for 10 for a minute. And I'm not super big on sugar right now, but I have to get them. Makes my inner child happy, so hey. And by my inner child, I mean my sweet tooth. I'm sorry. I don't know why I found that so funny. Ooh, I like this energy. We're laughing. We're having a good time. Okay. Having a good time. But yeah, I feel like with these hands, someone had all of this wisdom, knowledge, the ability to start something new, love, abundance, and support system at their disposal. Not at their disposal, but for them to use, but the hands were grasped so tightly that they didn't allow any of it to fall. And you'll never get a garden if you don't allow the seeds to leave your hand and hit the earth. When the seeds are underground, you can't control what happens. You can't see what's happening to them. You can't control what happens. You're basically in the dark, and they're in the dark. But you make sure that you water and you fertilize and you maintain. Someone was holding on too tightly in the past to get any of this, but now that they've learned to let go a little bit, they're allowing it to all come in. Mmm. Mmm. Okay. This is delicious. I see 5 roses. That's a lot of love. I also see a lot of leaves. I mean, they come with roses. There are wings on this cup. Wings are about swift movement and travel. Also, I think youth and innocence. Swift movement, innocence, and young energy. Yes, talking about the inner child. Get yourself some frosted animal cookies if you like them, and be like, inner child, this piece of candy, this sweet thing is for you. The Conqueror of Cups just came out, and we just saw the Ruler of Cups. This is the energy of the Queen of Cups. That was the energy up here of the King of Cups. And it's interesting because we had the energy of the Emperor over here, where the Queen is coming out now. And then we had the energy of the Empress over here, where the King was at the bottom of the deck. So the King, in some ways, the energy of the King preceded the energy of the Queen. But if I go through these decks, the Queen would come out much earlier than the King. Because, it was at the bottom of the deck. I'd have to use the whole deck until I saw it, right? So, like this, the light side is going to take it this time because the Conqueror of Cups beats out the 5 of Pentacles. And before I try to read anything about dynamics and stuff like that, let's just go ahead and start it. I'm feeling like doing it this way this time. I need to quit hitting that chord. I need to be more careful. Please, please don't fall. We have the 7 of Coins, 2 roots, 2 gems, 2 roses, 1 seed. So this 7 of Coins is really balanced. And then we also have a tooth up here, and we have a crescent moon. We have a third eye looking up at the moon. The third eye is looking up at the tooth, and the tooth is sitting under this moon. I love this. Because it's like at the bottom with this seed, it's this one new beginning. I don't even know if y'all be able to see this, but the rest is symmetrical, right? The abundance, the love, and the communication. There's one tooth and there's one third eye. So this 7 of coins is giving me this queen, this sovereign of cups, has learned to leverage her spiritual connection in some way. Either her connection to someone else alive. It feels more spiritual, honestly. More higher dimensional. And I don't even know if she necessarily realizes that completely and fully. But she's about to get a lot closer. And I think she already was pretty connected. But, you know, there's always room for improvement. 7 of coins, interesting. Oh, okay. And then the lovers comes out with that little star in the middle. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's very radiant. And then you see the hands up there, the little tattooy hands. Tatooine, isn't that a planet in Star Wars? I don't know. That's like the limit of what I know about Star Wars, y'all. So don't come for me. Don't be down in the comments like, oh my gosh, you like Star Wars? No, I don't like Star Wars. I don't like Battlestar Galactica. I don't like Star Trek. I wasn't that kind of geek or nerd in school. And everybody assumes I was. I wasn't. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I do like Doctor Who. But anyway. I mean, we get the 7 of Pentacles into the lovers. That's 7 and then 6. And then the Sovereign of Coins. What? Here's a rose with some wings, y'all. These are big old crystals popping about the top. And this one coin between 2 pairs of hands with another rose in it. And there's lots of leaves up here around this rose. Also little bits of crystal around this too. Wow, 2 sovereigns, 2 queens. Did we switch sides or are we still on the same game here? Are we still on the same level or did we just switch sides and I didn't recognize or realize? I didn't know where you end and I began. We were so closely entangled. Let me stop. The 7 of Pentacles, with this 7 of Pentacles energy, honestly, I'm feeling it as something that moving forward, we're going to have to nurture and grow. Because the seed is here. It's like we planted the seed and it's about to sprout. And for some reason, when this seed sprouts, the way that we care for it when it's above ground is different than the way that we care for it when it's below ground. Because when the seed is below ground, you don't necessarily have to worry about how much sunlight it gets, right? Because it doesn't have any leaves, it doesn't have any chlorophyll to soak up that sunlight. But when it gets leaves, the leaves become important for its growth. And so there's something about nurturing this in every stage of its growth. It's almost like a child. I'm talking about connecting to your inner child, right? And then again, we have this lovers. Honestly, I feel like this lover's energy has given me a sort of balance and a compromise. The compromise, though, doesn't feel compromising. Like, I don't necessarily feel that you have to give something up for this. It just feels like, okay, like this is the phase we're in. All right, that's the phase we're in. Okay, like they're going to kindergarten. They're getting a little older. Well, let's see if they have any interests, right? If it seems like they're interested in sports or in music or in this or in that, like let's get them involved young, right? And it isn't necessarily that energy of like, you're going to play the violin or the cello or the piano because I want you to be a musical prodigy. No, it's like what they want, where their interests lie. It's not about forcing anybody to do anything that they don't want. And then with the 2 sovereigns, Like these are the two most caring and nurturing sovereigns. So ultimately, the sovereign has the final say, but these are the two that make sure that the decisions that they make will positively impact those in their kingdom and in their environment, right? And it isn't necessarily the energy of like always having to kiss somebody butt or do something like that. Um, it's just considerate. 1 second. One moment. Hey y'all, give me one moment. I'll be back in like 2-ish minutes, okay? Hello, I'm back. Um, 1 second. So I got my mom came back here to give me some a package, and y'all have seen these, right? These earrings. These. Today I got these. So duality is the name of the game, right? Not polarity, duality, the dual nature of things, rather than the opposing nature. I feel like with polarity in my mind, it's just the connotation of polarity. Well, in my mind, like duality is like the dual nature of things. Polarity is like this versus that, right? But semantics, right? I've got my own mind. I got my own style and my own time. I don't know why I just started singing Sister Sister. I actually started singing it after I put the black one in and then the white one. So I got the clear rhinestone over here, and then over here I have the gunmetal. So I've got my own mind. I got my own style and my own time. Time. I just had to pay the jewelry lady for these earrings. I don't know why I'm singing. I'm feeling good, apparently. We got the light and the dark. We got the dark and the light. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Okay, back to this. So we have someone who's very nurturing and someone who's very caring and kind and compassionate. It almost feels like, because what came out before was the anchor, and the anchor is someone who holds it down, right? The anchor is someone else who is very dependable and reliable, just like the pillar. But with the anchor, it's like, it's like, somebody's like, drop the anchor. I want to stay here forever, right? Anyway, y'all continue to pray for one another. I was gonna say pray for me, but you know, girl. Anyway, anyway. The anchor was here, but it almost feels like this person may not have always been able to be their softer side, right? And that's one thing that this person is going to be growing into themselves. I feel like this person, through whatever this lover situation is bringing, this person is going to be diving into their softer side. Because even though they were the anchor for so many other people, that energy, it just still feels defensive, right? But this is a spot where they can let down their guard, let down their defenses, drop the walls, and discover who they can be in this new environment. And I love it. I love it. Now over here we got this Five of Pentacles. Let's see what this is about. First card we have is the Ten of Coins. A rain on me. But instead of all that misery, it's like we rain into good things. I don't know why the coins are so hard to see over here. There we go. The Ten of Coins. I told y'all, once this person learns to open up, everything is just going to pour out. Let's look and see what's in these coins, shall we? If I can find them. I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive. So we got one root, one nail, one rose, thorns, wings, a bone, abundance at the top, a tooth, a seed, and I think that's it. and it's being received. So the seed, no, the crystal is at the top. So the abundance is up here, and then the open arms are down here, receiving all of it. I'm actually gonna read these, and by a nail, it looks like an actual nail, like a hammer and nail, not like a fingernail. Let's see. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. So the wing is swift movement, innocence, and young energy. The key is inquiry and process. The thorns are bound, stuckness, and resistance. Maybe it's an arrow, forward motion and energy. The bone is physical body, feeling grounded and earth. It's grounding, sorry. The crystal is wealth, abundance, pieces of self, physical body. The rose is love and joy. And the roots are communication, growth, uprooting, nurturing, and connection. And I think there was also a seed, maybe not actually. So maybe that nail was an arrow. I don't know. I don't know what that thing is. It looks like a nail to me. But yeah, here's the card again. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. When someone can open up, they can receive everything. The next card is... Man, these are like... I thought these would be easier to see. I don't know why I thought that. The pictures on the internet make them look like real good, y'all. Not to say that the pictures and what they are in real life are different, but in the pictures, apparently they got them angles, girl, that make them show up like no problem. The Nine of Coins. So we had the Nine of Cups over here last time. We got the Nine of Coins over here this time. And I think this is all about abundance. Crystals, 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 crystals. Yeah, this is all about abundance. They are crystals of different shapes, though. So let's see what else they gave us for crystals. Because it was also about pieces of the self. Wealth, abundance, pieces of self in the physical body. Okay. So, wow, we got the 10 into the 9 of Pentacles. Oh, wow. So this is all about coins over here. And then we get the 6 of coins. The 5, the 6, the 9, and the 10. And the 6 of coins, there's a third eye. There's a bunch of string. Thread. There's a bunch of thread connecting everything. There are 2 scales. This coin has roots on it. These hands are also open. Roots, thorns, a wing. What are other coins at? It's more or less the same. I don't want to do it like that. Here's another one. This is a crystal. So crystal roots. Coin. No. Crystal roots. Thorns, wings. Where are the last 2? Where are the last 2? One moment. Oh, this is another hand up here. So the hand up above has all the threads that are connected to everything. There it is. A bone and that nail again. Or is that an arrow? What is that? Maybe it's another bone, actually. Maybe it's 2 bones? Girl, I don't know. Let's see if y'all can get any of that. See the hand up there with the threads, and then you got these open hands down here. Lots of coins. And then we have the 7 of coins over here. 5, 6, 7. No, 8, 9, and then 10. So with the 10, the 9, and the 6 is about reciprocity. Whatever you give, you also receive. The 9 is about being sturdy within oneself. Also, since they list the physical body and the pieces of self in this deck, it's also, it feels like self-love and self-acceptance. Like if there were pieces of your body that you didn't used to like, now with this 9 of Pentacles, you're learning to like them. And since you're learning to like and love yourself, you are amplifying your ability to manifest things, right? And then it will also get you the 10 of Pentacles. But this is the current energy we're sitting in. So it almost feels like with the Sovereign of Cups, this person who was the anchor is ready to give. But this person who was the Sun, are they ready to receive? It feels like they may still have some hangups about some things. And maybe it's because they know that all of this energy, my third eye is just like on. Um, it's been on for a minute. I just didn't say anything. Y'all, can y'all see any of these? Girl, why y'all want to act like don't none of y'all want to be seen now? Oh wait, there we go. There we go. Now we starting to get somewhere. We starting to get somewhere. Maybe y'all can see them. Oh wait. Hold up. Wait. Anyway, it feels like they know that this abundance is theirs. And they're ready to show up and participate, but they don't quite yet know how. It feels like they're more, if this person can let go of the pursuit of it, then they would open themselves up to just receive it. It almost feels like it, with both this 6 of Pentacles and with the 10 of Pentacles, it's like you've already invested physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so there's no way you're not going to be taken care of. So don't put your dreams on hold, because it's like when you're in this space of dreaming, don't allow your perceived lack of resources to introduce delay into that situation. Yeah, that's what I got for this round. I'm gonna do one more, and then I think I've been live for a minute, and then I'm gonna shut this down, and I'm gonna get back to it. Get back to twerk. So we already know what the bottoms of the deck are because we just put them there, right? Yeah, this is a beautiful energy. Yeah, I would just say like if you resonate more on the dark side with that one, um, just take it easy. You know, we're actually gonna do this one a little bit interesting. This is gonna be this person. If this is two people, this will be this side. This will be their overall. This will be this side and their overall. This will be what this person thinks of this side and where they think they are overall. Or this could be future, I don't know. And then these will be what this side thinks of the other side and where they see this happening. Now, usually I would do this after I've already flipped them, but Today's just it's feeling like this kind of thing. So what do we? Let's go with perception first. Perception versus reality, and then we'll see what's actually up. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Things are about to get a little nasty. Not nasty, nasty, but you know. So this person thinks that this person is sitting over here at the Wheel of Fortune, but it's in reverse. So these are all upright. I do have one deck that was in reverse because I was just using it for the other cards. Or when I was facing all the cards towards the camera to be like, can y'all see? Both of these are all upright. No, if these are come out in reverse after I flip them, then we'll know that something's it. This person sees whatever's going over here as the Wheel of Fortune. In the Wheel of Fortune, there's a wand. Kind of looks like a spear. Kind of looks like a totem pole. Bound by thorns, and it has wings on it. We also see the Ouroboros, the snake that bites its own tail, and this little halo. We've seen this card before. I just want to see what the snake symbolizes real quick. Snakes are movement, intentional movement, focus, and dominance. So this person is like, if this person focused, like anything they want, they'd be able to have. Like the whole world is literally about to shift and change for this person. And it almost feels like this person, because we just saw the 10 and the 9 of Pentacles, as well as the 6 of Pentacles. Like that's abundance and the overflow to the point where you are sowing seeds into other people's lives around you, right? But also fully able to support not only yourself, but also your family. There's a lot of abundance coming on this side. And this person over here kind of sort of knows that. Now this person sees what's going on over here, and they have them as the hanged one. So we got two majors, y'all. This is a tie. Well, do we need to break this? Is this a tie-breaking scenario? No, because what's actually going on is where we would have to decide if we want to break a tie or not. But we got the hanged one over here, which is a rose upside down with the same halo around this Wheel of Fortune. And we see like tattoos at the base of the wrist. So someone who's not fully allowed love to do their thing, to do its thing, and take over. There we go. There we go. The hanged one. Ooh, yes. Now y'all see her. I got a lot of interesting. Ooh, there it is. I was gonna say I got a lot of interesting sensations going on over here right now. Where did my water go? Did I finish it? I guess I did. This deck was actually supposed to come in Friday, but it didn't come Friday. On Saturday, it stormed when the deck was supposed to arrive, and USPS was like, delivery attempted. And I was like, y'all ain't attempt no delivery. It was just soaking wet outside. And I was like, okay, I'll wait until Monday. And then they came in, but my earrings, my black earrings, also came in today. So I got my black earrings and my black deck that both came in today. So it's one of those things where it's like you always get it on time. And I knew that was the case. And I was like, Patrick, quit refreshing that tab on Safari. It ain't gonna make your package come no quicker. You already know it's not coming, bruh. Like, what are you doing? It'll get here when it gets here. And I was like, I know, but I can't help it. And then I just so happened to I was gonna sit outside for a little bit. A family of bees has moved onto the porch on the east side of the porch. And so there's like a chair like right on that side. And that's why I'd be out there and they just be buzzing around. I haven't swatted at them yet, so I assume they assume I'm friendly. and so they fly around me even more. And y'all know I'd be out there trying to connect to nature and stuff anyway, but I'm like, oh, not you, not you, the rest of nature. But that ain't how it works. So I make do, and whenever they get a little too rowdy or whatever, I just go inside. And I was like, okay, it's my time to go inside. And then I'll come back out. And I stop sitting in that chair. I think yesterday I was sitting on the porch, and then one just like landed on my glasses, and all I see is like this out of my left eye is like this. I'm like, girl, I'm like really for real. And then I just went in the house. I'm like, you just gonna land on me like that? I appreciate that they feel comfortable around me, but at the same time, for the most part, I'm comfortable too, as long as they ain't like, if it's like here or there, I'm fine. Anyway, why am I talking about the bees? I went outside and I saw them just sitting in the chair. I was like, oh, they're actually here. And then I came back here and I went live. So, Anyway, the hanged one. Um, with the hanged one here, it's like, honestly, it feels like there are these two Wheel of Fortune energies. This Wheel of Fortune energy feels like it's turning more in a practical 3D material type of sense, as well as some other looser things that would still manifest on the 3D. This Wheel of Fortune is manifesting itself as the Hanged One, which is the same Wheel of Fortune type of anticipation, but it's in a much more emotional, mental, spiritual sense. I don't want to say that it feels like whatever one person felt the other person was desiring, wanting, or needing, they can feel it coming in for them, and vice versa. Potentially. Now let's see what's actually going on. What's actually happening is the Ten of Wands. Girl, you think this Wheel of Fortune turning? We got a whole gosh darn Ten of Wands. This is so entangled. This is so entangled. I hope y'all can see this. Y'all see all them little nasty threads up there and that hand up there? Got all them threads up there. Got all them threads in that hand down there. And everything just tangled up. Got me wrapped up, tied up, tangled up. Y'all know oldies but goodies. Young folks call it old school. We just call it good music. Over here is the pillar. Okay. We got the whole gosh darn pillar. We've already seen the pillar before. Here's the pillar in this shade. Yeah, this side is definitely taking it. I mean, two majors and a major and a minor. So I feel like this person is pretty much on it. Because that's with the pillar, it comes that certain like that self-love, and that's the emotional, the spiritual, all that connection that would lead this person to be a pillar of support. Maybe for them, but also just for people in general, right? And for themselves ultimately at the end of the day. So this person, they already came out with the energy of the anchor earlier. Now they have the pillar here, which is amazing. Amazing. Like, you ain't gotta be no Cinderella sitting in a dark, old, dusty cellar waiting for somebody to come and set you free. You can rescue yourself. And that's what she's doing. Low key, it almost does kind of sort of feel like Prince Charming ain't coming for me, so I'm gonna rescue myself. Which in turn is Prince Charming can't rescue me. I need to rescue myself because no one else can do it for me, right? Which is an amazing energy to be in. Now over here, it was interesting because we had the Five of Pentacles down here, but with all of this abundance with the 10 and the 9 and the 6, just free flow, overflow, all up here, there's something that this person with this 10 of Wands still needs to learn how to do in order to really get this to come in and change. And again, with the last one, what did I say with the Five of Pentacles? It was like they already know but there's something that they need to open up to, something that they need to release, something that they need to release. It's almost like the focus. It's still focused a little bit more in lack. And when this lack focus with the Five of Pentacles is limiting the vessel, it's limiting the abundance, right? Because we have the 10, the 9, and the 6. Every single card up here held more weight than this person was allowing themselves to open up to. And that's why they're sitting on the outside of the church gates, outside of the church walls, not even knocking on the door. It's like, you're not thinking large enough. You're not thinking big enough. Like, forget about the lack. Forget about, like, if I had enough to do this, and if I had enough to do that, and I had enough to do this, and then after I take care of this, I could open myself up to everything else. It's like, no, like, that's a very, very backwards approach, because in the everything else, you have enough to take care of whatever you need to take care of, and more. And so with the Ten of Wands, Wands is a suit of action, it's a suit of passion, it's a suit of drive. And so it's like sometimes from that space of a lack mentality, we end up pursuing things to cover for that lack. And we may make certain choices that don't actually align with what it is that we need to be doing, or that we would actually bring us fulfillment. And so with all these threads, it's time for this person to kind of sort of cut that loose a little bit. But this person over here is doing amazing. You're doing, what is it? You're doing a good job, sweetie. You're doing amazing. This person over here need to learn to loosen up. Lighten up, loosen up. Don't clench your booty hole so tight, right? It's only going to make it hurt more when it needs to come out. Oh, girl, yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited. I don't know when she became one of my faves, but she's honestly one of my faves. Okay. This is interesting. So we're going to start over here because I've been starting with the winners, or with whoever takes it. So the Hanged One and the Pillar. Both of these are threes. This is 12 and this is 3. The Hangman and the Empress. The energy of 3 is it's a catalytic energy. And both of these are 10s. The Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Wands. Both of these are 10s and both of these are 3s. So they're not too far off, actually. Which is amazing for whatever reason. I don't know why that excites me, but now what would have been truly like, oh my gosh, is that they were exactly the same. But numerologically, we're sitting in the same energy. Over here, though, this person views this situation as not more capable than they are. But it's like from the outside, you can see what needs to be done better than you can see it when you're like face to face with it, right? Because if I'm looking at you in your face, I can't see what you're holding behind your back. For me, it's a guessing game, but for you, you already know. Over here, I feel like it would be my ego if I were like, this person over here is just a better guesser. It's like, okay, whatever. With your little hurt feelings over here. Anyway. But yeah, they're both 3s and they're both 10s. 10 is a number of completion, but more so than completion, this is about new beginnings. And this is about establishing a foundation within oneself that the world will then pick up on. This person is finding their light, And with the energy of that anchor, they're giving it weight. And with the energy of this pillar, with the anchor and the pillar, it's like it's seated firmly. And it's also, it's like it's radiating out, it's pulsing out. And as it radiates and pulses outwards, it draws everything into it. And that's so, like, this person has so much creative juice, creativity at their disposal. And it brings to mind in the Pisces retrograde, in the Pisces retrograde 2020 story, I actually I ended up titling it a while ago, and I gave it the title. I think it's like "Your Creations Are Blessed" or something like that, because that's what it felt like. It's like whatever you create right now is blessed. Um, and with this, it's like it doesn't necessarily matter how the other person perceives you, but it does, because again, like if you're looking at the face of something, you can't see what's behind its back, and you, without a tool, you can never see what's behind your own back, right? You only ever see what's in front of you unless you have a mirror, and that's why mirrors are important. But when you've got each other's back, it almost feels like you can motivate the other in a way that gets them to the solution themselves without necessarily having to do all of it for them. Anyway, let's just get into this. So we're starting with the perception. Why does this person think that this person is a hanged one? Ah, stop, you nasty. I'm sorry. Goodness, because he said as much. Let me stop. Oh, I'm deleting this. I'm just playing. I mean, we do have a lot of wands energy over here. No king though. We have the Nine of Wands, Death, and the Seven of Wands. This Death card is a lot of entanglement, but it's ultimately leading to love with the rose at the top. The Seven of Wands is radiant. It has an element of radiance to it. There are 2, 4, 5 wands at the bottom, and then 2 crossed wands at the top. At the middle of these crossed wands is nothing. They're just crossed. Okay, cool. Cute work. And then the Nine of Wands has the 4 of Wands on the outside with the 5 of Wands on the inside. So between the 9 and the 7 of Wands, we see 5 Wands twice. And 1 and the 7 of Wands are all pointing towards this cross, towards this grand moment. And the 9 of Wands, they're in a star formation. Star is all about interconnectedness and balance. How one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, and leads to another. It's very like rock, paper, scissors. Like this thing supersedes this thing, but it's like it leads this, but it follows that. Let me get all these over here for you. Let me get all these over here for you. Ooh, see. Oh, there we go. Now they want to pop up. The Seven of Wands, Death, and the Nine of Wands. Oops, y'all can see that star with the 4. And the 4 is a portal. The 4 is a gateway. Altogether, this is 16 wands, right? With Death. Death is, why am I getting the number 8 for Death? I know it's 13, which is a 4, but it feels like a number 8. I guess 4 times 4 is 16, right? So this is interesting. With this hanged one energy, with 4 times 4 being 16, 4 is a number of stability. But it's almost like someone has someone has boxed themselves in. Someone has backed themselves into a corner. And this person knows that the other is too big for the role that they've been playing. And so this hanged one energy is like it's an impending sort of explosion, right? The Nine of Wands is a card of managing. You're able to manage so you don't get to that Ten of Wands space. And then the whole gosh darn Ten of Wands is right here. So hey, call it shuffling, call it what you will, but it is what it is. So we just moved from Pentacles to Wands with this dark deck, which is lovely. But yeah, with the Nine of Wands, it's all about managing. And then the Seven of Wands is a card of victory. It's my tortoise in the hare card now. It's the hare from that race. Because the Seven of Wands to me is a card of advantage. It's a card of the higher ground. It can also be defensive. But for me personally, I read the Nine of Wands would be more defensive. The Seven of Wands is a little haughty. I think that's how you pronounce that word. There's a little bit of pride. There's a little bit of ego with the Seven of Wands because you're fresh off of a victory. You're feeling undefeatable. You're feeling undefeatable, unbeatable, like on top of the world. Nothing is gonna take you off your knock you off your block, right? Take you off your little rocker. Because you're fresh off that victory. The Nine of Wands is when you kind of sort of get tired of fighting and you're ready to go home. It's either you're tired of fighting and you're ready to go home, or it's the energy of like, I can do this all day, all night, anytime, any place. I'm there. I'm ready, right? But with this death energy, there are 2 wands that are being taken from the 9 to get the 7. And the 2 of Wands is about setting out on a new journey, right? And so with the Hanged One, it's like, from this person's perspective, this person has a brand new beginning that's open to them, right? But they don't know. I think they do believe. I think they do, because it's not like it's the Hanged One. It's just a matter of time. And so they know that this person has a brand new beginning open to them. It's just at what point are they going to take these 2 wands and just go do something new? Or are they going to hold on to this 9 and this 7, right? And so it comes with a certain space of the other person realizing what's actually important to them and what's actually worth fighting for. Because this is Wands. Wands is passion, it's drive, it's action, it's all that, right? And then in the Nine of Wands, like all of the wands are so intertwined and so entangled and all this other stuff. It's like, who wouldn't feel trapped? There's no wiggle room in that. Even with the Ten of Wands, well, the Ten of Wands is, the shape is a little prettier. But all these wands are entangled too, so hey. It reminds me of those popsicle rockets. Or I think you take like 5 popsicles and you make a little rocket out of it, and when you drop it, they all like go flying everywhere. It reminds me of that. But where this person like kind of actually is, or maybe this is the future. Like this is the near future, because this is the Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged One. So it's not necessarily the present moment. I'd say it's the near to immediate future. The first round could have been the near to immediate past. Second round could be the present moment, and the third round could be the near to immediate future. Like we've just had a lot of very very significant portals, so I wouldn't be surprised. Um, but let's see where this person actually is, shall we? Oh, well, I want to be with you and nobody but you. Girl, she is coming out with the majors. Okay, not the majors, but ooh, this is interesting. So we start over here with the Two of Cups. This person over here is at the Two of Cups. They got all this love. They got these big old cups and all this little shiny, shiny stuff. Y'all see them? Oh, y'all can kind of see it. The Two of Cups up there. A bunch of roses at the bottom. We got the Two of Cups. Also, like, I have two windows in my room, and I also have two lights on. So as the sun is moving and shifting, light is moving, and then girl, the Two of Cups. And then we have this Empress down here. So somebody is ready for a brand new beginning. This person is like, I know that this person may think that this person has a lot going on or a lot that's already on their plate. And so with the Hanged One, it's like I don't know if they're gonna like. It's a matter of when, not necessarily a matter of if. It's just a matter of when, right? Now this person is coming into this Two of Cups energy. It's kind of sort of like F the rest, but girl, like let's not. Then we have this ruler of coins. We just saw the sovereign of coins over here. On this side, we've seen the sovereign of coins. Here's the ruler of coins. We've seen the pillar and we've seen the anchor. This person is doing a lot, has done a lot of self integration, healing, and work. And they may have done it in ways that they may not even they may not even be fully conscious of all of the work that they've actually done. And it almost feels like they're not giving themselves enough credit for what they have done because of the things that they have still yet to do, right? It's like with this Empress energy down here with this pillar, it almost feels like I haven't like done that yet. I haven't created that specific thing yet. But it's like take a second to appreciate how far y'all have come, because like the energy on this side has been popping. The energy on this side ain't been bad. I think both sides are looking pretty good. But this ruler of coins, we have an eye. It almost looks like a mirror because there's a crystal attached to this eye, or like it's an eye ring. Like if someone got like their lower eyelid pierced and they had a piercing that came down. Ooh, that sounds like it would hurt. But people get their brows pierced. People don't get eyes pierced. But I guess you could pierce that, but then you'd have something rubbing up against your eyeball. So anyway. And then we have this big old coin with a diamond in it, lots and lots and lots of threads attached to this crown. Now, this to me is reading Capricorn energy because of the horns, girl. Because the horns. And also, it looks like there's a moon up here that's very faded. This crown is a lot. But I'm gonna just show y'all this if y'all can see it. Let's see. Can I get up enough? There we go. Y'all can kind of see it. If I hold it back, maybe right here. I hope y'all can see that. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see it. The Ruler of Coins, which is that King of Coins energy, and then the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands actually came out on both sides. And I love this Ten of Wands confirmation because all these wands came out down here. So this person, so on this side, this person is like, I know what I want. I know what I want. And with this Ruler of Coins, it almost feels that like, I don't know if they fully realize it or not. But to me, the Ruler of Coins, it feels like they don't actually have to sacrifice what it is that they want for themselves to bring in, to expand. Um, the Ruler of Coins has enough resources to accommodate for everyone. And the Ruler of Coins is also very, very good at utilizing their resources. And I kind of sort of think that's what that. It might be a pearl. It might be the moon. I don't know. But I love that. Like this person is like, I don't know when. Like it's like I said, it's a matter of like when. It isn't like if. But with this Ten of Wands, it's like this person see this person like they're either between the 9 and the 7, like 9 7 9 7 9 7. This person already gone through the 10. They're like, you know what? This stuff ain't working. I want my 2 cups, and that's motivating them to come into this whole gosh darn fully realized Empress pillar energy. I don't know if either one of these people sees how much work has actually gone down over here. Maybe they do, right? But with that Ten of Wands, it's like I thought you was at the 9. I thought you was at the 7. You at the 10. You already ready to let that stuff go. It's like, oh, maybe, But it also I can't remember what reading it was. It was when I was doing the daily uploads or the daily bites. I think it was actually a daily bite and not a daily upload. It might have been The Road to the Stars is Through the Mountains. It might have been a different one. But whichever one was like there's one bird that's going out and building a nest, and then there's another bird that is doing whatever. It's like, don't just wait for another bird. Don't think you're in the position to just be waiting for somebody else to do their work, because you don't know where somebody else is and what it's going to take to get them to be where they need to be. And someone is going to get this nest ready for you to move into, so you need to have your bags packed and you need to be ready to move in, right? Because you don't want it to be the case where it's like they got this whole gosh darn nest and now we got to wait 15 seasons for you to get ready because you were so focused on somebody else being ready, right? And it just reminds me of that right here. Now let's see what this person think is going on over here. This person is probably like, let's see, we may get like a tour. I feel like we're going to get some love that come out. We're going to get maybe a little bit of abundance, maybe some coins, probably some cups, maybe some air too. We might get a little bit of air. I'm feeling a conqueror or a sovereign or a ruler of swords. Because it seems like this person think that, like with this Wheel of Fortune, whoever over here think this person got it all together. Oh, who this? The Ruler of Swords. The Ruler of Swords. There's that gosh darn King of Swords that be stalking me. I told y'all it was going to be a Conqueror, a Sovereign, or a Ruler of Swords. I just knew it. I was going to say it was between the Sovereign and the Ruler of Swords, but I just threw the Conqueror in there for whatever reason. The Ruler of Swords is the first card. I knew it. This is a very, very elevated King of Swords energy, though. This is a King of Swords who has been exposed to the higher realms and who doesn't work off of purely 3D logic, right? Next card is the Conqueror of Coins. And so the Conqueror of Coins is the Knight of Pentacles energy. And there are roots in this coin, which is about growth, nurture, expansion, and communication and community. I don't know if y'all can even see this. Oh yeah, you kind of can. The Conqueror of Coins. So that's that earth. And let's see if we get some water. Oh, snap! It's not water, but it is the Four of Wands. And in this Four of Wands, it looks like there's a coin with some leaves on it, and the number 8. And there's a wishbone here. And then little bits of rock coming off of the wands. So we got the Four of Wands. So yeah, this person think that you was like finish line ready, girl. And it's not to say that you're not, because again, sometimes you don't see what's on your own back. You need somebody else to look and tell you, unless you have a tool like a mirror, or you're just intimately connected with every single nerve ending in your body, and you can just feel when something's on your back, right? It's like it feels like it's covering roughly this percentage of an area of my back. It feels very light to the touch. Did somebody tape a kick me sign? Oh, it says kiss me? What, girl? Stop. Anyway, I like to be a little silly sometimes, y'all. I actually love to be a lot of silly a lot of the time. I just don't necessarily find myself being that silly that often. Um, but with the Ruler of Swords, the Conqueror of Coins, and the Four of Wands, this person sees you as someone who is extremely knowledgeable and intelligent, but also there's an element of higher understanding here with the butterfly wings. It's like understanding a spiritual logic in a way that the cup suit wouldn't. Maybe it's able to communicate it in a way that's a little bit more. It's like a hierophant energy where you can take all of that stuff but communicate it in a way where other people can at least maybe kind of sort of get it and make it a little bit more concrete than purely abstract and energetic. They also see you as someone who is very dedicated and as someone who is willing to put in the work, because the Knight of Coins, the Conqueror of Coins, is the most dedicated out of all of the knights. It's also why he's the slowest, right? And it's almost like because he's willing to go so much further than the other knights. How far are you willing to go before you turn around and just go home? The Knight of Wands, probably not very far. The Knight of Cups, a little bit farther than the Knight of Wands, maybe. The Knight of Cups could go all the way if the feeling is strong enough, but the Knight of Cups can kind of sort of fall anywhere. The Knight of Swords, it kind of sort of depends. But the Knight of Coins is going all the way, or at least he has the ability to. He may also see you as someone who is very resourceful. And it's like with the Ruler of Swords, you get the information. And with the Conqueror of Coins, it's like you're able to back that somehow. And then the Four of Wands is just like, it's the Four of Wands, right? And so that's why the Four of Wands it's a card, it can be a card of marriage and commitment, right? But maybe it's that commitment to spirit. And the Knight of Coins could be that energy to go in whatever direction you are led. And so I think that's why they kind of sort of put you in this Wheel of Fortune energy, because they see your dedication to your path. And they also see you as someone who has a great deal of trust on what that path is. And so you're able to see it and perceive it very clearly with that Ruler of Swords energy, potentially. Now let's see what this person thinks of themselves, or where they actually are. First card is the Devil. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know why this Devil card want to keep popping up lately. I was actually thinking about the Devil lately. And I've read on Biddy Tarot, and it may be when the Devil was in reverse. Now, for the most part, I do all upright. But I think for the devil in reverse, it was like it's a time to go to the next level. Because once you sort of surpass this realm of temptation, it's like the devil comes in and gives you the final test himself, right? When all the little minions and all the little lackeys, when all these little minor setbacks aren't affecting you, it's almost like you get his full and undivided attention because he gets bored with everybody else, right? I feel like this commitment and the connection could be accurate. And so to take someone this sort of connected off of their path, it requires a greater enemy, right? But it's like this energy, I feel like this energy wouldn't see this energy, or this person wouldn't see the devil as any real sort of form of opposition. Because it's like, I know who you are, I know how you operate, I know how you work. So what are you going to do? Oh, you're gonna do this? Oh, I see. You did like, oh no, this is happening. I better go and do that. It's like, psych. I see right through you. I'm still on path. And it sounds weird to say, but it almost becomes a sort of a bit of a game. But when you win the game, you level up, right? And so it's a call to level up into something greater. Next is Temperance. Temperance. Here's the angel right after that devil. And we see a cup. Is this a cup with fire coming out at the top? I think it is. We see wings and we see this diamond shape. So this is someone who is guarded, someone who is protected, someone who is learning to balance their fire and water. Oh, these cards are gorgeous. When you get them angles right, oof, they shine. What time is it? How long have I been live? Oh my gosh. So we have the devil and we have temperance. And again, like I was saying with that devil energy, it's like when you know how to temper it, when you know how to balance it, when you know how it plays the game, it's almost like you don't have to understand the rules of the game if you understand how devil energy works. Like, right, if you know, let's use an example of, let's say, Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote for whatever reason, right? The Roadrunner knows who that Wile E. Coyote is. And so if the Roadrunner is running in the middle of the desert, number one, it seemed like Wile E. Coyote is the only other person out there. So any kind of signage, any kind of whatever you randomly find, you already know the Wile E. Coyote put it out there because he's the only one out there. And the Roadrunner is like, I know you. So if you paint this sign, if you do something that tells me to go this way, I know I'm supposed to go the other way. Right? If you say like, don't do this, I know I'm supposed to do it. If you say do this, I know I'm not supposed to do it. Right? I don't have to understand my path because I know that you are this energy that comes to take me off of it. And that also, I feel like with that level of spiritual understanding, then again, that's one of the things that it gets the cogs turning. And it's like, wait a second, wait a second. Okay, I'm supposed to go that way. And then lastly, but not leastly, is the Nine of Cups. And we've seen this on the other side. So if you didn't see it before, hold up, where is it, girl? This is going to be one of them cards that barely show up, ain't it? Oh, there we go. There we go. The Nine of Cups. And we've already seen the Nine of Cups. It almost feels like this person has everything that they could ever want at stake right now. And maybe this is interesting. Maybe this person can tap into that. And so they see, that's why they feel this Wheel of Fortune coming. But this person feels like they're in the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands it can be that area between a 10, can be the area between a closing and a new beginning. Or it could be like if you open a door and you have 1 foot in and 1 foot out before you fully cross the threshold, when you're in that in between space of closing and opening something, it could be that. But yeah, with this Nine of Cups and then this Devil and this Angel energy, there's something about, like the Devil it could be the next level up, right? This could be the final test before you move into the Ten of Cups, and maybe this person kind of sort of feels it for this person, and so that's what's putting them in this space where they're like, 10 of Wands, I'm done. Like anything that I needed to be done with, it's done. Because when that wheel over there starts to turn, I don't want to miss out. And this person knows that this person is going to be coming into all of who they are. So now this person needs to close up the remainder of their cycles. And that's why they're in this Ten of Wands period, sort of like trying to figure themselves out. That may also be why they were in that Five of Pentacles space, right? Of like, where do I need to open up? What do I need to let go? Like, am I ready for that? Like all of this other stuff, right? Maybe a little bit more crunching the numbers over here with the I mean, I guess like it is, but it isn't their energy. Just like crunching the numbers a little bit with all of that earth energy, with all of that practicality. Like, I want this. Yes, of course, who wouldn't? But does this make sense in my life right now? And am I ready for this? And it's almost like ready or not, here we come. But I feel like both people can kind of sort of feel this. And it almost feels like they feel it more for the other person than themselves. But with the way things are entangled, they also know that if that's the case, then they need to be ready themselves. And so it's, I don't know, it's very interesting. I don't even know if this resonates. This was fun. This was fun. I'm glad I got these two. I'm glad I got these. And y'all know I like to get final messages. Wasn't that interesting, y'all? I don't know, maybe y'all didn't find it interesting, but I found it interesting. Let's give these some real good shuffles. I say real good shuffles, and then I continue to do my best. That's your best is all anyone can ask. But yeah, cut yourself some slack. I feel like we want to cut ourselves some slack, but also we don't want to cut ourselves too much slack because, you know, things are moving. Things are moving, things are evolving, things are changing a little bit more rapidly than... Oh, I just saw that High Priestess at the cut. The High Priestess. It was the Hierophant. And then there's the Three of Pentacles. This is what the Three of Pentacles looks like in this deck. Since I see it so much in the other one, right? Teamwork, everybody, everywhere, teamwork. Why did I almost feel like I had a dream about Barney when that is not the case? What did I dream about, though? I don't know. It's like I can almost remember. I had a dream yesterday. A very grisly dream yesterday. Last night, I read something on the internet. I just so happened to come upon it. And the situation that occurred in my dream, I read it happened to somebody else. But in my dream, it happened to my brother. And of course, I was messed up. Not like messed up, but it was just like in the back of my mind. And then we ended up going to the store together yesterday, so last night. So by the end of the night, I was alright. Okay. Let's give this a few more shuffles and then we'll give it a cut. And we'll just pull from the middle, from the bottom. Okay, we'll pull from the bottom. Why not? So we get the Ruler of Wands, which is that King of Wands energy. How are you gonna make it happen? Oh, there we go. Oh wait, there we go. Ooh, see, these cards are gorgeous. Hold on. There we go. Ruler of Wands, Ruler of Wands, Ruler of Wands. Wands. I'm just in such a lighthearted mood. It must be the frosted animal cookies. Has to be. I gotta go to the restroom again. Maybe drank a little too much water. But that's fine. Is that the High Priest? Nah, we ain't taking it. It might have been the Sovereign of Cups. You gotta like fall out. You know what I mean? Like hit the table. I said I'll call you later. Or will I? One of my friends hit me up the other day. He's a Virgo. His birthday is actually the same day as my dad's, not the same year. But he randomly hit me up. I was like, what? What? I ain't heard from you in a minute. He's one of those poor weather friends that I have. But it didn't seem like his life was falling apart, so hey. Okay. And we got over here the Seeker of Coins. We are extracting knowledge from the things that we go through in this physical reality. And when we do that, we can more fully blossom into what we are supposed to be, who we are supposed to be. Let's see if y'all can see any of this. Let's try up here. I see the coin down there. There we go. Maybe y'all can see some stuff in there. Is it upside down now? No, it's not. Yeah. So on one side we have the Ruler of Wands. On the other side is the Seeker of Coins. That's the Page of Coins and the King of Wands. I kind of want to put these in the opposite boxes, but why not? Why not? That'll be cool. That's something cute that couples do. What? Okay, sure. You wear my underwear and I'll wear your underwear? What? Don't ask me, y'all. So this is the Journeyman edition of the Weaver Tarot. And this is the Ascendant edition. You have the Ascendant edition over here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. I actually want to pull a Wisdom of Lord Ganesha card. Just as a little bit of a whatever. Moving forward. Guidance. Sorry. I can barely even read the backs. Here are the boxes if y'all are curious. As seen on Instagram, the Threads of Fate. Love it. Let's see if I can find these. I just use my hands. Alright, Lord Ganesha. We've looked at the lights and we've looked at the dark, the feminine and the masculine, the outside and the inside. Oh, if wholeness come out, I'm a flip. I will do a literal flip on camera. I am just kidding. I am just kidding. If that courage card comes out again, though, we've been seeing you a lot. Let's see. Alright, I'm back. Can I get one card? Oh! I'll take it. Bottom of the deck is Protection. Protection. Protection is number 20. I don't think I've ever seen Protection before. Let's see. There we go. Protection. Protection. Okay, yeah. There we go. Protection. I was like, I don't know if these colors are going to balance or what. Childlike expression is what came out. And I was like, oh, cute work. Because is that not what I've been talking about today? Get yourself some iced animal cookies, a little bit of a sweet, or whatever your inner child likes, or whatever, you like, and just be like, inner child, this one is for you. Actually, I'm going to join y'all. Pause this video, grab your sweet, and then come back. Inner child, this one is for you. It looks like it may be an elephant. It might be a white elephant, which is interesting because I am not a fan of white elephants. Or maybe a polar bear or some kind of rhino. Or a bear. I already said polar bear. I don't know what that animal is, y'all. Childlike expression. This is number 12. Oh, gorgeous. We see a young Ganesha. Okay, Siri. Sari's like, sorry, I couldn't see that we see the younger NASA in your music. I said the young Ganesha first of all. Why did I put it back? Oh, there you go. I opened up right to it. Childlike expression. In truth, within every soul exists an aspect known as the inner child. You can champion your inner child's emotional life by listening carefully to what you need and want in your own heart. You may have been taught to give up your own desires for the sake of others. This is not necessary. Ganesha is bringing the guidance that not acknowledging your desires and needs takes away from your life force and defeats your spirit. As a child, you were a sensory expert. It is now time to re-stimulate your inner child's ability to look, listen, touch, and explore the world in order to reconnect you with your emotions. Practice trusting your inner knowing or senses. Give your inner child love and a voice. Express your true feelings. Connect deeply to yourself on an emotional level by allowing all of your uncomfortable feelings to reach the surface of your awareness and be seen and experienced. Find patience and joy in simple things. Take a step away from acquiring material things and take pleasure in the wisdom of your own soul. Love, respect, and honor your inner child. Allow time. What? Oh, allow time for play in whatever mode that pleases you, be it socializing, singing, yoga, travel, taking a walk, dancing, meditating, or writing. This is how your inner child operates. It knows no boundaries, holds no expectations, and loves unconditionally. So yeah, the inner child, girl. Get her. Get him. Reconnect. Love them. Let them do what they do. You know? And that's where I'm going to end this. Thank you for reviewing if you viewed, and all of that other good stuff. And I'll catch y'all next time I catch y'all. Which I might try to take a break, low key. We'll see. We'll see if I can stay away. Bye.